I just got back from spending 2 weeks in China, which was an amazing experience. It was completely different to anything I've ever seen before. We also went to Hong Kong and Macau, and today I'm going to share with you my top things to do in Hong Kong. When we first got to Hong Kong, I thought it was very, very different. It was a bit of a culture shock. But then, having spent a couple of weeks in mainland China and coming back to Hong Kong, I realised that actually it was a really good mixture of both Western culture and Asian culture. So today I'm sharing my top 12 things to do in Hong Kong. They're all great if you're travelling on a budget as well. There's nothing too expensive in there. So let's get to it. Star Ferry is, as you probably guessed, a ferry, and it's one of Hong Kong's most popular tourist attractions. Star Ferry's been running since 1888, so it's super old and it's still super cheap as well. It costs about 30p, which is nothing really, and it's a great way to see Hong Kong's pretty spectacular skyline. You can travel during the day, or if you fancy something a bit different, then take the Star Ferry at night and cross the water, gazing at all the lights. No trip to Hong Kong would be complete without eating some dim sum. One of the cheapest and most recommended dim sum places in Hong Kong is Tim Ho Wan. Tim Ho Wan shot to fame when it was one of the first dim sum places to be awarded a Michelin star, and it's also one of the world's cheapest Michelin star dinners that you could possibly eat. We ate there a couple of times, and both times the whole meal only cost £10. Hong Kong is home to the world's longest escalator. The escalator is about 800 metres long, and it takes around 20 minutes to ride it from start to finish. The peak is towards the north of Hong Kong, and it takes about 4 hours in total to complete, so about 2 hours to climb up and then another hour and a half, 2 hours to climb back down. The views are spectacular too, even through Hong Kong's pretty much everlasting layer of mist. The Big Buddha is a large bronze statue on Lantau Island in Hong Kong. It's free to go and see, and it's well worth taking a look for the view of both the Buddha and the surrounding scenery. Just be prepared for the steps that you have to climb to get up to the statue. There's rather a lot. The easiest and arguably most picturesque way to reach the Big Buddha and Lantau Island is by taking the cable car. The cable car takes about half an hour each way, and from the cable car you get great views. Get to the cable car station early, as when we turned up at about 9 o'clock, the cable car wasn't even open yet and there were already really long queues. As the sun goes down in Hong Kong, there's loads of merchants setting up their stalls for night markets across the city. One of the best night markets to go to is the Temple Street Market, which is full of all sorts of products, from jade jewellery to knock-off luxury handbags, classic I Love HK t-shirts, shoes and so much more. It's a great place to explore, and it's also a fab place to pick up souvenirs for people back home. Macau is just an hour away from Hong Kong by ferry, and it's well worth a visit to the island. It's often called the Las Vegas of the East, but given that more money changes hands gambling in Macau than Vegas, perhaps it should be the other way around. Visit the historical sites of Macau in the day and then hit the casinos at night. Hong Kong's most famous peak is Victoria Peak, and it looks down on Hong Kong Island and its massive skyscrapers. The hike up to Victoria Peak takes about 45 minutes, but it is very, very steep. You'll be walking mostly on tarmac, so it's not hard on your ankles or anything, but just be prepared for how steep it is. I hadn't quite expected that. The light show is a completely free show that takes place every single night at 8 PM, and you can watch it from anywhere along Kowloon's waterfront. Although perhaps the best part is if you can stand right in front of the cultural centre. The show lasts about 15 minutes, and it's pretty cool as the skyscrapers on Hong Kong Island all have different patterns and they light up to the music. One of the cheapest ways to see Hong Kong is by taking a ride on the old double-decker trams that crisscross throughout Hong Kong Island. The trams are the world's largest double-decker fleet that's still in operation, and for only about 20p you can ride the line from start to finish while getting a unique perspective of the city. This temple in the north of Hong Kong, near where you start your climb to Lion Peak, is extremely relaxing. Whilst there's lots of tour groups kind of milling about at the entrance and in the main part of the temple where all the incense is being lit, there's some gardens further to the back of the temple that were almost empty and completely quiet, and it's a great place to escape from the city noise and just relax. So that's it for my top 12 things to do in Hong Kong. Of course, I could have added plenty of other things, but all those 12 things are great if you're travelling on a budget, which can seem difficult to do in Hong Kong as it is a pretty expensive city. If you've been to Hong Kong before, let me know what you got up to in the comments below, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already.